Collective, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan terrorist, and we are going to do your love reading check-in, see what's going on. I feel like y'all are being tested by stuff around you. Loyalty is being tested. Oh gosh. Why is it so dark in here? I wear my sunglasses at night. So it's Page of Swords. Somebody could be watching you. And while your divine counterpart's watching you, karmics are watching you, right? The devil always keeps their eye on angelic moves because the devil was an angel first, right? So it's like they know how to look like it. So you could have just kind of got had or feel like, you just got another lesson. You're like, oh my gosh, I thought I was over this. I thought I was above this. I thought I was smarter than these people. They're very clever sometimes. So, go easy on yourself here. Shit happens, Sometimes you get a lesson and just be glad, be blessed and grateful that it didn't take as long as some of your other lessons in life, right? All right, so something about Mr. M.R. I was listening to today because that's what I like to listen to sometimes. But yeah, it's like someone's bringing out, someone kind of with the devil here. Yeah, someone maybe triggered a past version of you to try and come up. It's like when you're spiritual and you're divine, but it's like the devil's the ruler of the terrestrial, right? That's the ego, that's the lower chakras, that's all the past energy, attachments, right? Lower, easy emotions, right? All that. That's the devil. That's why it's so appealing, because it's easy. And then the divine is all of the higher chakras. It's the higher self. It's the one. So it's like this Kundalini rising, the snake rising, right? So maybe last year was a very powerful year of change for you. A lot happened, and maybe there were things that happened that didn't look like change, and maybe you were left like, what was the lesson here? I don't know what this was. But this year is now these big lessons and epiphanies are kind of making themselves known to you. It's like they're clicking and you're going, oh, that's why that happened, or that's, so maybe you were still kind of dealing with the potentiality of a connection, right? Maybe you lost a job, or some tower moment happened for you. Maybe several happened for you last year, and now you're going, what was that all about? Now you're figuring out what that's all about. It's like this all at once sort of click for you. But you come from a really dark devil energy, like a lot of karmic energy, because you were put here, you put yourself here, so to speak, to heal that, to transmute all of that energy. So it's like you inherit a lot, you get a lot, and you magnetize and call in, kind of unbeknownst to yourself, call in this energy so that because you are the one with the power to transmute it. So you might be realizing that, like, oh, this energy is not mine, this is not for me. And if somebody did you wrong, it's like, well, that's on them. I can't do the work for them. So there's some messages there, but I'm getting like somebody came maybe from kind of a, maybe you came from the streets and you're kind of like, look, what is that? Something with the devil. Is it Rolling with the Devil? Rolling, Tina Turner. Rolling on a river. Maybe you live by a river, or the river represents that you are destined for something greater. You are on a path to something bigger, the ocean. So there's something like that. But it's like humbling that past version of you, because that past version of you still resides in there. And it's like, maybe this person made you get a little hyphy. You're like, I could, but I'm not going to. Love and light. That kind of thing. don't think that's your person. That's not divine energy. Ooh, devil. Ace of Wands. But that devil is there because you are that close to your justice, karmic justice. You're that close to your blessings. So the devil's like, let's see if I can call them back. Let's see if I can call them back into hell. And you're like, no, I already went through hell. I got the calluses on my feet. Still a little burnt, little scorched, you know, a little singed. Oh yeah, soulmate. Soulmate. I think the masculine here, if the feminine, if you're the one that's being tested, maybe both of you are being tested, but you could both be being tested by those around you. This masculine wants to get you alone. The Aces of Wands, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups. They want to explore all the versions of you, feminine. And I was talking about, in one of the recent readings, about how you guys are opposite in such a way, you know, when I've been getting yin yang a lot. Yin yang is the symbol. Yin and yang is the energy, okay? Just so we can clear that up, all right? And it's pronounced chakra. I don't know why I feel like the need to say that, but it's kind of like, I don't know, just maybe somebody's a grammar Nazi here, right? Something about German heritage, possibly. But anyway, it's like the yin-yang symbol. Maybe Pisces, Cancer energy here, but there's the number 6-9. Take it easy, fire signs. I feel some fire placements with this Page of Wands. Calm down. This is soulmate energy, but this person's a freak too. Okay. I think from wherever you come from. Well, you came from somewhere. But anyway. Care Bears and Dave Chappelle. Maybe the name Dave Chappelle. Maybe French heritage or ancestry. Something about ancestry here. I was getting interracial, and somebody could be struggling with racism or like cultural appropriation or something like, and even in connections, even in relationships, you know, you'll have like, all right, this may be a trigger warning, but I'm just going to put it out there because no one's going to tell me what I can and cannot say on a public platform. But I've seen this a lot, coming from where I come from, because I come from a very racist family and lineage. But there are, I've seen where there are white women that will get with black men, or vice versa, and then these people will say, oh, well, my boyfriend or my husband or my kids are black or whatever, or I have a black friend, you know. It's like train wreck where she goes, oh, I love a black people, and he's like, oh, show me a picture of all your black friends or whatever, and she was like, oh, I've got tons, I'm just looking for one, and she shows a waiter, and he's like, that's a waiter, so something about that, but it's like people will say this to absolve themselves from the accusations of being racist. And it's that, you know, there will be men who will have these Russian or like mail order brides or whatever, but it's like a cultural appropriation. It's there's some sort of like deep rooted something with the ancestry that is like coming up right now, and it feels like it's testing something in your heritage, and it could be a family member coming back or something like that. Maybe this is an interracial or intercultural couple, and you and your divine counterpart, and there are people around you that are trying to like muddy the waters, and it's like, no, that's you, that's your sins, that's your karma, don't put that on me, this is pure, right? So there's something with that is a little bit of a convoluted, very specific message, but I'm gonna speak on it. Yeah, so I don't speak to any of my family for those reasons, because I never understood that. I never understood that kind of hate. The devil here. Yeah, it's like you're getting a lot of hate. 5 of Swords. There's gossip. People are talking a lot of shit about this connection or about the individuals, and that's testing you before, so that maybe you'll be distracted when you meet this person and you won't see that because you're like, Knight of Swords. There's a lot of like forked tongue. I'm getting that snake, the forked tongue. There's some sort of temptations possibly, or temptations, accusations, a lack of education. Fox and the Hound. See, the Fox and the Hound, they were friends, and it was like everyone around them was telling them no. You can't do that. That's bad. Stay away from each other. And it's, I mean, Fox and the Hound, it always broke my heart because he does. He drives away, and it's like they can't be together. They can't be friends. So this could be a platonic friendship, but I do love reading. So we have the Three of Pentacles here with the Page of Wands. Maybe this is a friend that's going to turn into something else with the soulmate energy of the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups and Seven of Cups. This person wants to explore everything with you. Wheel of Fortune. This is your divine blessing is coming in. So do not keep your prayers, your spell, your spell, protective spell work, affirmations, mantras, keep those up. Keep calling on your angels, your spirit team, whomever and however you get that sense of I am divinely protected. Wherever you can confidently make that statement, I am divinely protected, no evil can touch me, return to sender, whatever it is, keep them up, because there's antagonistic energy here that's trying to prevent this coming together, because this is a very beautiful, pure love. There's something very pure and innocent about it. And this fucking world loves to corrupt the innocent. It loves to make what is pure impure, right? This is a vegan channel. It happens. The perversion happens with animals. Then we consume all of that exploitation, all of that disgusting behavior and devil's work, right? And then it's put in the name of God. God said we can't. The Bible said we can. Yeah, well, the Bible was put together by a bunch of fucking men in false power, false magicians that wanted to corrupt the ignorant, corrupt the innocent, and tell them what they were supposed to believe, and tell them, impose all this shame on them. Nobody can put shame on you. Guilt is when you know you've done something wrong and you atone for that, you make amends and you fix it, hopefully, right? If you feel guilt, you have a conscience, right? You have empathy, you have sympathy, you have these compassionate traits of being a real human. And then there are false humans out there, right? And some people call them lizard people, demons, vampires, whatever you want to call them. They're out there trying to corrupt the innocent. This reminds me of Dr. Sleep, all right? Ewan McGregor, Rebecca Ferguson. I don't know what Rebecca Ferguson is. She's beautiful, and I believe that she's French. I think she's French, but was raised in Britain. Anyway, I don't remember. But it's and there's something about a dark feminine here, a dark feminine magic, which is very sneaky, right? And it's here to corrupt the innocent. So you may have children, and so you could be protecting your children. Maybe whomever you have to co-parent with, or their family is interfering or trying to like muddy the waters. And there's a need to fight with the swords here. There's a need to fight against that and use your spiritual team. It's like you're dawning, something about a dawn. Oh, what was that? Circle of Life. Something about dawning. Oh, it was a song lyric, but then The Lion King came into my head. So something with Leo energy here. So yeah, it is testing your strength. It's testing your divine strength. And earlier I was going to say, I'm still a little sunburned from being in hell, but you're not sunburned because sun is divine. So I was scorched. You were scorched. And scorched earth is where it's very fertile. So rising from the ashes, the phoenix to the sun, the lovers here, Gemini energy with that. Yeah, let's get back to the fun stuff here. Okay, yeah, we're not going to... The forked tongue. You're not going to put words in my mouth. Somebody's trying to put words in your mouth. Somebody's trying to say you said a thing you didn't say. And it's to corrupt and try and sabotage this union. But the Wheel of Fortune is here, the Lovers are here, and the Six of Cups is here. So it's a soulmate. But yeah, there's a sense of not letting those around you, and somebody might be, giving advice and saying, like Todd and Copper, that's their names, TC. Fox and the Hound. Dogs represent Cancer. Foxes, Fantastic Mr. Fox. I can't whistle, but his little whistle thing that he does. They're trying to flood them out. They're trying to destroy this home that these, this whole society, this whole like village has made of these animals. There is like a perversion. It's a sneaky perversion, which the unseen is actually feminine energy. It is 5D energy. So it's the false magician knows how magic works. They know how divine magic works, so they can make things look like it's supposed to, right? Like it's divine. And they're tricksters. They're the ultimate trickster. Don't get tricked. And that is like the fox energy here. Don't get tricked. Something on the maternal side. All right. And I'm thinking Disney, because Disney's corrupt as fuck. But, all these like insidious little things in there, in Aladdin, all the plugs that they put in there of, like, all the little children, take off your clothes. That's what they say. And when it's the genie as a bee, and something with bees might be very beautiful. The honey, it's like the sweet nectar. Yeah, somebody is corrupting innocent here. And you and your person are going to fight against this. Whether it's through veganism, whether it's through social work, you're standing up for the innocent. You're being a voice. You're an advocate. So yeah, the false magicians don't want that. They don't want advocacy for the innocent. Lanterns, light in the dark. 7 has been okay. So in all of these other ones that I've seen so far in this Disney deck, none of them have been the partners. It's always been like the horse and the princess. Like Aurora, it was the horse and the princess. It was, in here in Mulan, it's Mulan and the dog. It's always like the companion. Oh, here's Aladdin. We were just talking about. Okay, 15. So the number 15 is important here too, which is 6, 6, 7. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know what that means. If you know what it means, you can comment it down below. But I feel like it doesn't matter. Somebody could have like a little bit of facial hair here, but Aladdin's completely shaved here. But they have very similar hair. These dark featured masculines, and then there's a fair skin and maybe it's like somebody could be you could just be in different parts of the world. Your worlds apart. I don't know, but the way he's looking at Jasmine, he's like, but anyway, these two, the people are actually, the couples are actually on the card here. So I like that because it's telling me, and these are all the cups, 15 cups, which again is 6, and we have the 6 of cups here. These are soulmates. You were meant to meet. And again, they're in different worlds. Even though they are in the same part of the world, they're in different worlds, a whole new world. The world card is an ending. It's also distance. It's also zooming out and getting a different vantage point, which is Piscean energy. It's looking at things differently. It's a zoom out, and you're getting a wider perspective of what's really going on here, and you don't like it. You don't like it. The world represents change. It's also, these kind of look like Pope hats. So there's some sort of like spiritual corruption. Somebody could have experienced sexual abuse as a child. It's just what I associate with popes and the Catholic Church. So, oh, I got a little ringer in my tooth there. Somebody does not like me saying this, but I say what I say. I don't play by the rules. because the rules are fucking dumb and they're orchestrated to keep us disconnected. It's part of the grand conspiracy. This may be my last reading on this channel, guys. Pregnancy here with the Four of Cups. Usually the Four of Cups is like a miser, someone who's withholding emotional energy. This is someone who is very balanced, and it's like the Four is that union. It's the 11-11, the Four of Wands, that union. It could be a life path for to help people heal their ancestral wounds, right? With the kids here, it's like, if you do have a child with this person, it's like you're going to raise them completely different than you were ever raised. They are going to be protected. They're going to be nourished. They're going to never be neglected. They're going to be heard as well. Maybe you were not heard as a child. There was some corruption of your innocence that could be overt corruption of your physical body. Could be mental, could be emotional, right? Could be all of the above. I mean, yeah, it's all included. But either way, it's, you know, we, as biological beings, we have different stages of development. So at your stage of development of your sacral chakra, whether this was in utero or this was outside of your mother, outside of the mother, there's something about the mother. There was a lot of corruption with the mother. And so masculines are choosing a feminine that is going to be nurturing to their inner child. This is somebody that they trust. Maybe this is a masculine that never wanted kids because they don't trust feminines because of they were not protected by their feminine. Their, you know, the whatever maternal influence they had. Corn dance. This feels like, this is the Three of Cups. It is like a celebration and a date, but this feels, in this card, in this deck, it's, I mean, I see the corn and wheat here, Virgo energy, the structures, building houses, that's Pentacle energy, the drums here. This feels like gathering with the few that you can trust, and you see how they're all back to back? It gives this like Three of Pentacles energy here. You're collaborating with friends, right? True friends. Maybe you only have one or two people that you think you can even call friends. The rest of people are just acquaintances or whatever. But these people are working together, and it's like that they've got your back. Somebody has your 6, right? And then we've got 7, 6, 7. Something with that. I don't know what that is, but I always think, why does 6 fear 7? Because 7, 8, 9. So it gives me the sequence here. The Horse Thief. This is the 7 of Swords. There was deception here, but see, these people are leaving. This person, like the other 7 of Swords that I put back when I was like, I'm going to stop giving to that energy. This person's leaving that. I'm done giving to this energy. That's somebody made this move. Literal move, possibly. They left a situation. They left a family dynamic. They left their friends. Maybe that's why it's like, and maybe this Three of Pentacles is like me, myself, and I. The only person I can trust is myself. Me, myself, and I, my spiritual team. That's it. Well, the Three of Cups says that somebody else is about to be included. Warrior of Shields here. Page of Pentacles, or Knight of Pentacles, excuse me. The Sun. There's the Sun. And see this? Somebody may be having a son, a child. 19, which is, I was looking at that and I said 8. Because usually whenever you add to 9, it's one less number than what you add it to. But, you know, this is 10. So there's 10s for 7 and 6. 8 again. 7, 8, 9. Sand Painter. The 8 of Pentacles. And this always gives me the Magician as well. And see, it's like they're putting some sort of, I feel like somebody's doing some sort of ceremony, some sort of get together. And this could just be, maybe if you just got a divorce or something, you're going out with your girlfriends, going out with your guy friends, going out with your people to celebrate that, to celebrate your freedom, you know. This is also somebody I feel like that is doing, this reminds me of Sfungle, the Around the World in a Tea Days. The video has them doing the sand painting, right? Where they are literally doing the sand painting. We also have the 8-pointed star here, and somebody's making a map. So that gives me travel. There's a lot coming off of this. Eight of Pentacles is somebody who works on their cycles. They're working on a new skill. And maybe the skill is you're learning and like re-upping, amping up your protection, because it's like they're painting the devil into this triangle, right? And the triangle can represent like the Illuminati and the powers that be, the false magician. It's on the Magician card, right? And then, you know, I have this here, which is the reverse, right? It's the inversion to protect my alchemy, which is the Magician. So that's Taurus, Gemini, and Virgo. Let's get this confirmation here. Hell yeah, the Hierophant. You could be dealing with a Taurus or have strong Taurus placements, but this is the spiritual guide. This is the one who is the 4D. This is more 4 energy, life path 4. The Magician is the alchemist of the 4 elements. They're the elementalist. Maybe you are a life path 4 elementalist, right? But this is also, and also the number 5 for the 5 senses. This is somebody who takes information from the 5D and they translate it, transmute it, they make it palatable and understandable. This is someone who might speak multiple languages, or someone who's just very good at giving people what they need, and not in a manipulative way, right? This is someone who is using that because they are here to help others, guide others to spiritual health and wealth, right? Health and wealth is Pentacles. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is somebody who's done a lot of work and they're sending messages out with this falconeer. And that yellow glove also reminds me of like cleaning gloves. This is someone who's like, they've cleaned up their space. This is a very nurturing, this is very earth energy, feminine. This is the nester. Somebody's building a nest, right? Somebody's preparing a space, a home. Maybe the masculine's preparing a home for the feminine, preparing a space. This is a very accommodating couple. You kind of just, you infer what others need. You just sense it. You inherit their needs. And you, through your own work, you represent how they could maybe better heal themselves. Or maybe people come to you a lot and they sort of, you could be someone that people trust with their life story, and they might even say out loud, like, I don't know why I just told you all that, you know, because they're like, oh shit, it's like a glitch in the matrix that they've been a part of, where it's like, oh, this is reality, this is what we're supposed to be doing here. But it feels, it will strike fear in people, or it will, you know, kind of take people aback when they are authentically connecting with somebody. This is someone who's authentic. And there's also marriage on the table here. We have the 10 of Cups. With the Hierophant and the 10 of Cups, this is somebody who wants to be with you for life. Through all of it. Through thick and thin. Time after time. And also 212. I'm looking and it says 912 here. But the number 12 possibly. But 212, it's like two, maybe somebody's a life path 2, but it's like the two of you coming together in that new beginning. So you could be coming out of something, and you could have come out of it 10 years ago. You could have come out of it 10 minutes ago, right? But it's done. Like the severance has happened. Somebody could have left a job and gotten a severance package, or just retired or something. But you've just come out of something that you were giving energy to. You both have come out of something, and I said just, so maybe it is recent for one of you or both of you. But this doesn't feel like a rebound or anything like that. But you're coming into something new. And maybe it is like a rebound that turns into something more, like develops, or maybe you're with the friends, maybe you're friends with benefits, 2929. But both of the songs that I listened to by M.R, Mr, right? That gives me like the Emperor. This is the Mr. Good sir. The secretary. If you know, you know. The original 50 Shades, right? The better 50 Shades of Grey. and Scorpio. She's a Scorpio. Maggie Gyllenhaal is a Scorpio. I don't know what he is. I feel like I've looked it up and I was like, oh, of course he is. Maybe he's a Scorpio too. Anyway, but he's very attractive. And I am getting that maybe the masculine has like a little bit longer hair, or, you know, like enough to run their fingers through possibly, or that maybe it's a short-haired feminine, right? But I feel like it's that haircut that was coming out in those these princes here. Maybe something about the rat. You could be the Chinese year of the rat. Maybe you have a pet rat. Ron Weasley. Peter Pettigrew. Yeah, there's like some insidious person that was nearby you, or some entity that's nearby you that was actually the most deceptive, and maybe it's somebody you trusted and that really broke your heart or your spirit, because you're like, damn, I really trusted them. Am I that stupid? Am I that foolish? You know, don't. They looked like something divine, you know. So it's almost like, wow, good job, but return to sender. Like, you had me fooled, but not anymore. I'm no longer doing that. But both of the songs I listened to by M.R, which is Red, Turn Red, and then Fully Bad. So yeah, someone's a freak. Someone's a freak in the sheets with that yin yang. I was also getting that you're the same shape. You're the same person at your core. Same shapes here, but just different colors. So yes, that could be literally you are different colors or different cultures. But it's like, I was getting like one of you could be extroverted. Like one of you is an extroverted introvert and one of you is an introverted extrovert. So it's like out around people, you seem very extroverted. And then like in your sacral, sexual, private, intimate space, you're quite introverted and very shy and more innocent or something like that. And then your person could be quite quiet and introverted out with people. They're more of a wallflower, but then behind closed doors, it's like they unleash, you know. So, but you complement each other so well because of this dynamic. Because at your very core, you're both the same. You're the same. So it's just all like superficial stuff anyway. Personality stuff, which our personality is something that we build over time, but the truth in you is the same. Gosh, that sun is like, but yeah, the throat chakra. I was getting like oral pleasure that this person is going to do that, which with the 69, maybe that's an element there. But what that is like it's a submission, it's a service to your person. And it could be, you know, and it takes a lot of trust to do that. I mean, not for everybody. Some people just, they're out there doing it with whomever. But I feel like this is someone who's, when you connect intimately, it's completely tantric. It's the tantric weave of the divine feminine, the divine masculine. And it's such a creative space, constructive change, power to create, summon inner. I don't know why I read that backwards. Almost like somebody's traveling, you know, when you travel and there's a turning lane, it's like right turn only. And it, you know, because that's the way you're driving, it's like but if you read it, which I do, you read it from top to bottom, like you normally read things, you know, then it's backwards. It's also kind of flipping the script where you see that thing where it says like, I am nothing, I am useless, blah, blah, blah. But when you read it backwards, it's like, I am amazing. You know, like it's, when you reverse it, and that's I was gonna say the high priestess, you know, Piscean energy. So that could be a feminine that has strong Pisces placements possibly, but the hanged man has that different perspective. The world zooming out, it's that different perspective. And then the throat, we're obviously talking about because the magician, the power to create. And so, yeah, because, and if there was some sort of trauma and fracture of the sacral chakra as a child, you were never able to speak your needs because your needs were never going to be heard anyway. They were taken from you in one way or another because of the developmental fractures, because of the emotional abuse, because of the physical abuse, because of the mental abuse, the games, the trickery during those developmental phases. You know, when children they're learning about that, they're discovering their bodies. At that time, something happened, right? Maybe during puberty as well, you know. So it was like somebody's sacral and throat chakras were fractured. They were not communicating with each other. So somebody never knew their needs. And maybe that's why they're very shy and introverted in that way, because they could never trust somebody. But because they had to save face or play a part, right? Could have been keeping secrets for other people. Wow, this is really, yeah, I mean, I've been getting, I won't get into that. We'll maybe do another reading for that, and I'll talk about the dreams I had. But it has to do with, you know, physical sexual corruption of children. My experiences in the military, and in life. But yeah, my dream was about that Cancerian energy as well. Your person can have strong Cancerian placements. The throat, the color blue, pure. The name is translation of the throat chakra is pure or purify. So it's like, because you were never able to speak out for yourself, you're going to speak out for others. And you've done a lot of work on your ability to change shit around you that is not pure through your throat chakra, through speaking up. So somebody had a long rising, right? That Kundalini rising actually empowered your voice. So it's like there is sexual healing here, sacral healing here, which is creative change and growth, power, will, faith, protection, direction, courage, obedience. See, the obedience tells me the submission. And that takes trust, right? You don't just obey. I mean, you maybe had to at one point in your life, but now you don't just obey blindly. You obey those who you can trust, that you're willing to follow because they've proven themselves to be a worthy leader. So you've probably had a lot of issues with, you know, rebellion against authority figures, because they just demanded respect and all of that, but they didn't do anything to earn that. So you're someone who has power, will, faith, protection, direction, courage, obedience. Unbalanced is control, condemnation, idle chatter, gossip, human willfulness, right? So like that rebellion, maybe you rebelled against, that gives me like Goodwill Hunting. He's a Libra. And I believe Robin Williams was a Gemini. Maybe he was like a Cancer, Gemini cusp or something. Anyway, I've had dreams about Robin Williams. Like he's kind of like a spiritual, he's one of my spiritual assembly. Something about zombies, like the zombie apocalypse, the vampires, that kind of like end of times sort of thing. There's some sort of guide here. This love is going to be your guide out of this. But the gossip and all that, so yeah, maybe you were into, like, maybe you came from a family or a group of people or whatever where there was gossip, or you worked in environments where it was just constant gossip and that human willfulness, that like that just that obstinance against authority, all authority. You know, maybe that was something you struggled with in school or in church or wherever you grew up. It was like you just rebelled against anyone who was an adult or anyone in a position of authority because you assumed they were full of shit because of your experiences. But this is like impotence, cowardice, doubt. Those are the unbalanced expressions of the throat. Thyroid, lungs, respiratory systems, right? You could have struggled with weight, respiratory issues, anxiety, right? The musical instrument is brass. So maybe the color, the brass or the metal around you, maybe you didn't know that and you've surrounded yourself with like metals and brass and you've always been drawn to that. As a metal, as far as like a elemental conduit. Gemstone is diamond, sapphire, star sapphire, lapis lazuli. So yeah, maybe your birthstone's a sapphire, maybe you just really like that. Star is Aquarius, healing. Maybe surrounding yourself with these are going to help with your healing process. That Eight of Pentacles, maybe you're getting into like, okay, maybe I'm going to try some different protection spells because I feel really under attack and I want to come into this union and I feel that it's near, but we need to like armor up. The diamond tells me that the Hierophant and the Ten of Cups, that there is marriage here. The spiritual tradition, is Judaism, which we were getting that yesterday. By mastering will and power, we release the elevated energies of the heart through the spoken word and personal and world transformation. There it is. There's the world again. You're changing the world. Aladdin, a whole new world. But yeah, with the bee there, that also reminds me of Morgan Freeman. I am God. Morgan Freeman. He is my old man crush. From Robin Hood, I just thought he was such a badass. And he was so honorable. This masculine feels honorable. Both of you are. They see the honor in the feminine. And they want to honor the feminine. They want to submit to the feminine to heal and help the feminine heal these fractures that are there. They want to kind of like watch you. They want to be, I always say children of chaos don't need anybody to help them hold it together. They need someone to help them fall apart. And falling is the full Aquarius, Aries. That is the full, that's the faith, that's the submission to what is greater than little me. It is accepting the greater I, which is the collective, the greater I, the third eye, more Piscean energy, right? And that evil eye is to protect you from these, because that is an act of purity. It is a very pure act to submit, right? We come to God like a child, come to the gates as a child, be innocent. And it's like this person wants to purify you through these acts that I think once corrupted you. So that's very specific, and let's just have a moment for those that have experienced that and that are going through that. Let's hold some space for those individuals, because a lot of them, they maybe could never speak out against their perpetrators. And yeah, this masculine, maybe through their experiences or just through their own intuition. Ooh, yeah, the throat. Somebody, little voice, what would you say? You're going to be able to heal through this love and realize that not all love is corrupt. Not all submissions to authority figures or to leaders, because the masculine is the leader of the 3D. So it's like the artist Sun Lux, more like he's Canadian, but French, maybe French Canadian. I don't know why I just made that voice. Like, he's Canadian. He's not real French. French Cajun, possibly. He's in that song. It's "Let Me Follow." You can throw yourself away, I think is the lyrics. You can throw yourself away. It's like you can release holding it together. You can fall completely apart, and I will interlace all of your broken pieces and put them back together with gold. With gold. There's something about metals and gold and brass that I'm seeing around. Somebody could play a brass instrument, but I'm getting more of like the alchemy in that. So somebody could be a musician, and that's going to be part of the healing that would also access and honor the throat chakra. The sun is finally out today. Oh, it's been so cloudy and dreary, and my seasonal depression. whew, it has been like on the edge, which was, representative of a need for rest before change, Four of Swords. But the sun is out and it is clear, and I'm so effing excited. I don't know why I just censored that, because I don't know, maybe someone's child just walked into the room while they were listening to this or something. All my readings are 18 and up, just because it helps to kind of loophole censorship, which I'm always looking for a loophole to censorship, because censorship is bullshit. And it's just a way to try and control and create fear about alchemizing and speaking truth. We can speak truth here. And so, yeah, I get asked a lot, like, why don't you have more people on my other channel? Why don't you have more followers? I can't believe it, or whatever. And it's like, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that I'm in this dark little corner. Because the false magician, I was going to say the powers that be, because it's not real power. It's fucking pitiful. They don't like what I have to say, because what I have to say is true. And you ain't gonna stop me. I don't know. Yeah. I was born in a trailer park, so she comes out sometimes. There's a little hyphy Nikki in there. So it's like, I will smite thee with love and light, kill him with kindness. But yeah, sometimes there's a time to be silent and a time to speak up, and I feel like this is a time to speak up. So you may be confronted with opportunities, and look at them as such, or don't, free will. But they are opportunities to speak a truth. They are opportunities to put the false magicians in their place, in their rightful place. So you may be presented with some opportunities coming up that are going to call and challenge your throat chakra. But if you see something, you have to say something. Because whatever you're seeing, whatever you're witnessing, is put there for a reason. Because you are the one, you are the chosen one in that situation, in that environment, to transmute, to fix it, to call it out. So, if there's something going on here, it's, you are here for a reason, to make change. So this wasn't so much a love reading, but this is leading up to this union, because you both are being tested. And the more aligned with truth that you are, the more like inevitable that the union is. So it's kind of like, stop worrying about the timeline. No, it's not where's my person. You already feel your person. If you resonate with this space, you already feel your person. You're tapped into your person. You're talking with them all the time. Every time you see something cool, you're telling them. You're just telling them wherever the fuck they are. So it's like, wherever they are in the world, whether they are right next to you or they are whether you've met them or not, you're already with them. You've been with them for eons. With the Six of Cups, your past life soulmates, you've already done this. So it's like, here we go, love. Let's go. It's like Thelma and Louise. Maybe same sex. Because where was I getting that? There was somewhere else with the two masculines. And then Thelma and Louise. But I also feel like you have like, don't worry so much about the romantic side of things, because I feel like you have one or two, if only, and you're blessed to have one, ride or die people in your life that is like, that gives me the town, 48, 58, 10 in between there. You can add those together. I'm not going to right now. Even though my brain's still trying to add them, right? It's still going to do it to distract me, because whatever, that's how I am. But in the town, they are friends. They come from, also with the Fantastic Mr. Fox, it's like somebody is like stealing, and then with Robin Hood, somebody's like taking from the rich to give to the poor. Like somebody is creating justice, karmic justice here with their actions in the 3D. But anyway, for his love, this could be somebody getting their friend like, hey, I see that my feminine's being attacked. I feel like, and they could have maybe while they're doing whatever they have to do to kind of like work something out or clear the space, they could be calling on their friends to be like, hey, can you just drive by there? Can you go check on my feminine or whatever? You might have somebody that's watching out for you and has people like keeping an eye on you. But spiritually, they're keeping an eye on you. They're keeping a divine eye on you. So that way they can, and I don't know why I pointed here, but because I feel like there's a lot with the throat chakra. They are definitely alchemizing, and there's that more of that Piscean energy. This masculine has a very strong intuition, so they probably have some Pisces placements. Or maybe you share like a Neptune placement. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this, but I was gonna say Brad Pitt. What is his name? Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. He's not in there, but I was saying Good Will Hunting, so something about them, their friendship, Team America. Maybe somebody's coming to America. Anyway, maybe something in that movie. Eddie Murphy. Anywho, he comes in because these guys, these other like hooligans, mess with his lady, even though he met his lady while trying to rob her bank, or while successfully robbing her bank and creating all kinds of trauma. So yeah, this could be like a masculine that comes from kind of like a corrupt background, but they're pure. They're still pure. But there's like ties to that past possibly, that they still have to deal with, and they don't want to bring the feminine into that, so they're clearing that space. So anyway, he goes in and he tells his friend, he's like, I can't tell you why, and we can never speak about it again, but we're gonna go fuck some people. We're gonna go hurt some people, is what he said. And his friend just goes, all right, who's driving? Like, whose car are we taking? There's no questions asked. There's some like ride or die elements here. There's some very faithful people, and whether that is, again, spiritual team, you're like, hey, Archangel Michael, I need you to watch my feminine because help them, because they're going through it, and I need your assistance so I can sort this out, so I can fix this, I can close up this cycle and make it right. I gotta make something right. So anyway, that's a lot of heavy, very specific messages. I hope there was something in here for you, collective, and until next time, I wish you well.